We couldn't do diddly poo offensively.
You play to win the game.
But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Debate Network.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the latest episode of Game Breaker Sports. As always, your boy TK in the house, and as you know, I am never alone. I got both of them back. Dylan's back again. Let's go. But as always, we got the face that runs the place in the house. Streets, what is good, homie? How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. Got a little cold, but I'm good. Under the weather, but we're rocking. We got sports back, so that's good.
Finally, yeah. Last week was all wrestling, and it's real shit time for you to be under the weather. It's fucking spring out there, man. 65 degrees. Let's roll, baby. It's been real nice around here.
Well, no, this is so people who don't know how this works in the Midwest, Chicago, our area especially. This is called Fool's Spring. So it's like it gets to a point where you think that it's spring because you get like that 50, 60, and Tim's probably out there in shorts and a tank top after being all winter. But then it goes right back down to like 20s again one more time before we come back up. So this is called Fool Spring in the Midwest.
Yeah, no doubt. It's gonna go back after this weekend, after the St. Patrick's Day weekend. It's supposed to go back for sure. Dylan, what's up, brother? How's the weather down there in Louisiana, man? How you feeling today?
I'm doing good. The weather over here, very bipolar, as always. In the morning when I leave for work, it's always cold. I'm always all bundled up, got the heater on in the car. Right now, it's pretty hot outside. Shorts and short sleeve shirts, but I'm doing good. I was happy to join you guys last week, come back on the show, and glad we were able to work a schedule out to where I can be back on here pretty much every week with y'all. So it's always a good time.
Well, we'd much rather do it with you, bro. We love having you on here, and the week's flexible. We're not and the beautiful part about this network is, and what's up, chat? I'm gonna get to you guys all in a minute. Appreciate you guys so much for being here. But the best part about this network is it's live Monday through Saturday at the same time every night with watch-alongs with Justin and Dom and Poppy and Bakley, Kay, La doing their thing every single night. So for us, we just get to kind of pick and choose where we want to go before them. So whether it's Mondays when Dylan's off or, another day during the week that we can kind of fit us in, that's what we're going to do it for sure. So yeah, man, we would much rather be doing this with you. And we got a jam-packed show ahead of you guys or for you guys today. We got NFL free agency talk with that. Has become a lot of trades. Streets and I are going to be bearing down, man. We are going to be bearing down hard in the midst of that NFL talk. AEW Revolution was a fucking gem, and WWE is as hot as it is going to get going into WrestleMania season. So pumped for that. But before we do that, let's get into the chat. Chris, what's good? D-Man, what is good? Double J, Jordan, what's up, kiddo? Thank you for tuning in, brother. Justin, the man we were just talking about, Mr. Every Single Night. This man is live every night, including tonight, right after us. Double header for the NXT watch along. And man, I'm so bad. I don't even know what PLE is this? Is it Roadblock? Is it Vengeance? What is this PLE called tonight?
It's Roadblock.
Roadblock. Awesome. I knew it was fresh in the brain right there. But the show is going to be a fucking absolute banger. The watch along tonight is going to be probably even better as Justin gets to mark out when his girl probably becomes double champ when Stephanie back here takes on Julia tonight in what should be the main event. We got Obafemi and Moose. God, that's going to be a fun show tonight. So make sure you guys stick around, hang out, talk with the guys later. Dom, what is good, my brother? Happy birthday from my voice. You've seen it via text. You guys were great last night on your birthday celebration. Hope you're having a good one, my guy. There he is. What is up, Poppy? He says we got the dynasty of sports and entertainment of podcasting in the house. Let's go. Now, Poppy's freaking out a little bit about the 49ers. I'm sure that'll come up during our NFL chatter for sure. Redeemer, get the tables. Hell yeah. All right. So we got Dom. Dude, Dom has been all over this network the last 2 weeks. Dom thinks he's Justin or something. Dom's live every night the last fucking 2 weeks. There we go, man. You love to see it. We all love the OPC. Chris says he's half Irish, so celebrate St. Patrick's. I'm a half Irish too. I'm a McDago, 50-50. Half Irish, half Italian. It's my dad used to say the best breakfast sandwich you could possibly get at McDonald's, the McDago sandwich. What's going on? Thank you for tuning in, Masago. Appreciate you. Dom, that's right. Everybody like, comment, subscribe. Go find that Discord that we're in. It's always pinned later on, so check out our Discord for sure. The Discord's always popping, man. NXT Roadblock. Yeah, NXT special tonight for sure. Watching you guys from Botswana. Damn. Thank you for tuning in. Really, really appreciate that. Oh, yeah. Fellas, NFL, the free agency was crazy. And, Streets, I'll swing. I just talked enough, man. I'll take over, man. Speak. Let's go. Let's get a topic, man. DK was traded. Debo was traded. Aaron's going to Pittsburgh. Darnold was signed in Seattle after Geno was traded to the Raiders. Our trenches in Chicago are fucking bolstered like no other. Caleb's got protection for days. I mean, there's a lot going on right now in free agency. So I'm gonna rip into whatever you want.
Yeah, I don't know. To format it, this will be fun. There's a million names to go through. So I have the list here from Over the Cap, and they do it by ranking. So I figured, I don't know, how do you want to do it? You just want to dig in, try to go one by one, pick a couple guys here, see the as we kind of break it down.
Yeah. Do you want me to share the screen of the free agent list from the website we put up, or you just want to kind of rip names? We can kind of talk about who went where.
We could rip names. Okay. Like the top name on the list for Over the Cap. So I don't know if it's their top free agent. Might be though. Davante Adams.
Oh,
he goes from.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, big one. He finally once again departs from Aaron Rodgers, and we all thought they might be a combo, stick together forever type thing. But no, he's going to the Rams to assume the Cooper Kupp role in the Sean McVay offense. Fantasy managers, dynasty managers especially, can rejoice because this salvages all of that value from a fantasy perspective. And it makes the Rams, who were, I hate saying this, but a very bad 5-minute snowstorm away from probably ending the Eagles' chances of winning that Super Bowl last year in that game. They get another crack at it now with a not washed version of Cooper Kupp, I would say. So yeah, that's a big one. What do you think?
It's huge. I think it's huge. And you've been all over that. That at that game went 5 minutes longer, the Rams would have been the team to go to the Super Bowl likely, and not not the Eagles. But yeah, it's huge, man.
I say that for a reason only. For the people that are listening right now, I had to throw that in there.
well, as we discussed, better coach, better quarterback. But I digress. That was so episode 2, right? No, but I think that's a huge signing for the Rams, man. Davante Adams playing opposite to Puka Nacua. That's massive, man.
Now and see where Kupp goes. That'll be the fun one. He will be released by tomorrow morning.
I'm intrigued where Kupp goes. I'm curious to see where you guys think he ends up. I think Adams is big, man. I think that the big reason Adams is big is because Cooper Kupp only plays half the year every year. So you get Adams, who's generally healthy. It's good, man. He's a horse, dude.
Dylan?
Yeah. I mean, as far as where our Kupp goes, I have no idea. It's a little bit of, kind of mind-boggling that you would let him walk or get released and then bring in Davante Adams. I mean, I kind of feel like you get the same type of production out of one of the two. I think Kupp shown that he's a little bit better. Davante kind of And playing with Rodgers, who is also feel like he's on a decline, I feel like that didn't help his value too much, but it don't really matter because he already got paid a little bit more than what I thought he was going to get paid by Los Angeles. But yeah, I mean, I was really surprised by the contract for him. But I mean, as far as anyone else, I'm looking at the site as we speak right now, and I sort of knew Seattle was going to trade DK, but it seems like Pittsburgh is loading up, not only getting DK, but you're also getting Darius Slayers over there as well. So that's the problem. The big one, the big trade was Laramie Tunsil going to Washington. That one surprised me as well. I mean, depending on, the health issues with Deshaun Watson, that also gets you, head scratching to see what they do with Kenny Pickett going to Cleveland. They're not going to keep Jameis, I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, going Kenny Pickett, a little bit of a head scratching move as well. I mean, but also Deshaun Watson hasn't been the healthiest. So, I mean, I think he has a legit chance to do something over there. But I mean, like I said, looking at this big list, a lot of moves. Free agency that started and the moves that are happening are unbelievable. Since the Saints really aren't a topic on here, the Bears are the main thing. I guess I could touch on it because it's very, very little of what we've done as far as moves go. I think I'm more excited of getting rid of the dead weight from the Saints more than I am of who we've actually picked up, which is only one guy so far in Justin Reed, which just happened minutes before the show came on. But two names I'm so glad the Saints moved on from and let them walk was one that just happened not long before the show started was Peyton Turner, former first-round pick, which I didn't understand the pick from the jump. He stayed hurt all the time, and he goes to Dallas on a one-year deal. But then Paulson Adebo, who was one of our starters last year, went to the Giants, and thank God. I mean, this guy was a walking pass interference. It was so ugly to watch this dude play, but now it gives the younger guys at corner a chance to start. We got rid of Lattimore, and I mean, the playoffs right there, it showed that it was best that we moved on from Lattimore because Mike Evans was having that dude crying on the sidelines. And now you got Paulson Adebo going to New York. Thank God, get him out of there as well. So it gives younger guys a chance, like Alante Taylor, who was doing very well at corner, and now you got Kool-Aid McKinstry from Alabama, who is going to come in there and do great things as well. So, man, it's been a wild free agency. The Saints really don't have much cap space to really make that big move. I didn't think we had the cap to get Justin Reed, but suddenly we did. That's just Mickey Loomis doing Mickey Loomis things. And, as much as I want him gone, it's just him doing Mickey Loomis things. So it's been a wild free agency, but I feel like we're only getting started.
You got Devon Godshaw?
Yeah, Devon Godshaw, got him as well. We traded like a 7th rounder for him. Yeah. But I mean, the thing is that the market is so crazy right now. Giving Chase Young 51 for 3 years is not crazy. And we re-signed Dante Pettis of all people. I mean, what the hell are we doing with that? It's almost like the Saints are saying, hey, we're going to run it back from last year. What did we do last year? It's just the same team with a new coach and a different coaching staff. That's really all it is. And it's not like these players are that excited to, to be excited about. So I'm not understanding at all what the Saints are doing as far as the moves, the re-signing. But the one questionable move is that Kellen Moore, he said he came into this job and with the belief that Derek Carr is his quarterback. And right there, that I don't know, man. Like, because Dennis Allen stuck with Derek Carr for so long, and you see where that happened. And I really don't want that to happen again. So Kellen Moore, he's hurting a lot of people already in New Orleans by committing to Derek Carr so quickly. I mean, give Spencer Rattler a chance if he gets that bad.
I think you're almost stuck with Derek Carr, though, right? From a cap perspective, there's really not too much you can do with him until you suck, and then you can start, Spencer Rattler and see what he's got. But I think if Carr's healthy, he's got to be the guy, right?
I mean, for cap reasons, yes, he has to be the guy. Because
certainly the guy. Well, unless you just rip the Band-Aid off next year.
They restructured, but as far as cap goes, I mean, he's the guy regardless, and it sucks because he has not proven that he is that guy yet. And I've been high on Spencer Rattler since they drafted him. It's just Spencer never got that chance to really show with the full roster that he's capable of doing anything. So, I mean, you give him a healthy Olave who doesn't get a concussion every time he catches the football, and a healthy Rashid Shaheed, and I mean, other guys that you're going to bring in, whether it's from free agency, bringing guys in on maybe like the league minimum, bringing them in 1 year deal, small deal, something that can work with Rattler, or even the draft. I mean, I really feel like that every position right now for the Saints is a must right now. So the Saints are going to go wild in the draft. Hopefully, they take a good receiver. And honestly, if a Carr doesn't work out that quick, I think you need to have Rattler go in there to save the season at least.
Yeah, Derek Carr, by the way.
Point there.
Derek Carr next year, pre-6-1 for 2025 for Derek Carr. So it sounds like after June 1st of next season, as long as you don't do anything crazy again, the Derek Carr era might be over in New Orleans, because
thank God, I wish it was over now.
$59 million dead cap.
Yo, what's up, Warren? Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you being here for sure, girl. Hope you're having a good day. Vince, what is up, my brother? I thoroughly enjoyed Get Show next Wednesday. Make sure you guys check out Get Show tomorrow night, man. Just a fantastic show. Our chef, our brother, our Chi-Town brother, what is good? Bear down is right. We're going to get to them. We're going to get to them here for sure, man. And Rusty, thank you for tuning in, my guy. Hope you're having a good day as well, dog.
Here's what I got an idea. There's a lot of names here to go through, and I don't know if we could really spend time going through them all. So what if I just read the name? I'll tell you how they got to where they're at, and then you guys just quickly, good move, bad move, rapid fire.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we could do that for sure.
Otherwise, we'll be here for 4 hours. This list is so long.
Yeah, I guess we don't have time for that tonight. Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess we don't. I guess it's not a Friday. Kicking it back.
Yeah.
So I'll quickly do this to get us through here.
All right. Navigate it.
Geno Smith traded Seahawks to Raiders. Obviously, gonna make more than Darnold. So good move, bad move.
Good move for Seattle. Fine move for the Raiders. I don't know why you give up a third. Fine, it's whatever. They're going to be the same. They're the same shit team. They're going to be regardless with him there or without him there. Good move for Seattle though. Real good move for Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they saved $15 million on that move, basically at quarterback. Maybe a lateral move at quarterback. In the end, I don't know. Geno's pretty good. We'll see what Darnold can do outside of that Kevin O'Connell system. So I agree. Good move for Seattle. You're the Raiders. You're stuck behind three better teams anyways in your division next year, and a monster AFC. So
it just doesn't matter, right? Yeah, it's insignificant. Yeah.
Laramie Tunsil traded Texans to Commanders. Good move, bad move.
Fantastic move for Washington. Horrendous move for the Texans that they only net a second, third, fourth, and sixth and gave up a fourth. So deduct across the fourth off a second, third, and a sixth for Laramie Tunsil. Stop it. Awful move.
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand it for a team that can't protect CJ Stroud, but I get it. I get what Blake said. And if he was the fourth best left tackle versus the pass last year, which means he protects CJ Stroud in the thing you need him to do most. However, against the run, one of the worst left tackles in the NFL last year. Also was the most penalized left tackle in all of football last season also. And I guess DeMarco was fed up with him and hated him. He's lazy and doesn't want to practice, doesn't work out, doesn't do anything. He's setting a bad example in that locker room is what I heard. So the Texans wanted out of that badly and said, you can take this cancer now in Washington, basically is what I heard.
Interesting. Okay.
But yeah, so DK Metcalf, he's getting the bank. We'll see how this one works out. Seattle to Pittsburgh. Good move, bad move.
Oh, sorry. Dylan, you want to like flip it up? You want to go back and forth for who starts every time? Because I don't want to just
go ahead, Dylan.
Yeah. Dylan, you go first. Now, we'll start rotating after this one. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, for Pittsburgh, obviously you're bringing in DK Metcalf, who's an absolute athletic monster, pairing him with George Pickens. I mean, a great move. But Seattle, because Clint Kubiak goes over there from New Orleans to Seattle, and what they do, they're starting to trade and getting rid of everybody over there. To cut Tyler Lockett, to get rid of Geno, to get rid of DK Metcalf. So he's walking in basically to what he had in New Orleans, and that was nothing at all. So it's a horrible lose-lose situation for Clint Kubiak.
I think it's a great move for Pittsburgh. I think 30 mil a year is absolutely insane. I don't think DK is great, but I mean, they needed a wide receiver upgrade in a big bad way, putting him on the other side of Pickens. Two fucking loose cannons. That'll be real interesting. Yeah. Then you add Rodgers to that mix. You got fucking psychotic with psychotic. I guess it's a good thing they got Tomlin there to keep him in check. But great move for Pittsburgh to get that playmaker on the outside that they really need.
Since it's free agency, I'm gonna skip anyone who's tagged, anyone who is extended. I think, well, that's a whole other topic. They stayed on their team. It's not really a free agency chatter. So like Chris Godwin, we're gonna skip Khalil Mack, who I think was a 1 year 18, is actually a very nice deal now, but he was also extended. So next up would be then who has signed Jonathan Allen, older defensive tackle, Commanders to the Vikings. Good move, bad move.
Really quick, D-Man, I don't know that he'll ever mature, but if he has a chance to mature, I guess it would be under Mike Tomlin. So
Tomlin's like a saint when it comes to keeping like maniacs all just playing football.
I mean, look at Big Ben, Antonio Brown, and Le'Veon Bell, and he somehow kept those knuckleheads all in check. So yeah, for sure. He went to Minnesota, right? Jonathan Allen? That was where he went, right? Minnesota?
Yes.
Yeah, I think a great signing. I think he's still a talented football player. If we didn't get Grady Jarrett, I would have loved to take a flyer on Jonathan Allen and put that defensive line from Washington back together over here, whether it was Chase Young with Montez Sweat or whether it was Jonathan Allen with Montez Sweat. But yeah, Jonathan Allen to the Vikings on a really good defense already. I think under Brian Flores' watch, yeah, real good signing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I dig it. It's similar to a Bears move that we're going to talk about in a second here anyways to me. So if I like ours, I got to like theirs. So good move for the Vikings there. Which brings us right to Grady Jarrett. Falcons released him in the morning, and he moves directly right to Chicago. He's here, by the way. I saw his Instagram. He was already in the building, got a haircut and everything. So good move, bad move.
Great move for the NFC South, getting him out of there because with Atlanta, always cause New Orleans some issues. So get him out of there. Great move for the Bears. I mean, but quick move as well. I was surprised how quick the move happened from getting released automatically signing with Chicago. I thought it was like a parody page that was like reporting it at first. I thought it was actually legit. I'm like, damn, he moved fast.
We were all, Tim and I and then everybody, we were all chatting in a room and it came out of nowhere. We were arguing over one name maybe we'll talk about. He's kind of further down the list, so maybe we won't talk about him. But arguing about their defensive end signing, and then poof, another Schefter bomb right there on everybody. Like, whoa,
crazy.
And we went fucking crazy for it, dude. Because let me tell you, right after the Dio sign-in, we were a little bit skeptical of it. But yo, you come out with Grady Jarrett a few minutes afterwards. Whoo! My God, we had a weak offensive line, a weak defensive line, and we sure as shit bolstered that defensive line. You have a defensive tackle rotation now of Grady Jarrett, Andrew Billings, and Jervon Dexter. Oh my God. Sign me up. Let's go. And what's up, Protostar Fletch? Thanks for tuning in. Whose house? Swerve's house. Always Swerve's house.
Which brings us basically next on the list. It's right with the Bears here. Will Fries got ridiculous money today. I saw $88 million contract for a guard. Ryan Poles, credit to him, saw the guard market going bananas this NFL free agency. So he went and got the best one that there is. Joe Thuney was traded to the Chicago Bears, expected to be extended tomorrow when the new league year opens up also. Good move, bad move.
Dude. I went crazy when I didn't even believe it. I woke up that morning and I was like, get out of here. That's not true. My God. Jonah Jackson, Joe Thuney. Let's fucking go. Great move. Beyond good move.
Yeah, exactly. Caleb has that protection, man. He got criticized last year for the play he did, and for one, I think Caleb is a lot better than what the internet critics are making him out to be. Now he has protection, a lot better head coach than Eberflus last year. I really think Caleb is going to be up there this year. So I'm going to give my praise, for Caleb for sure. I think he's going to do well this year.
Their biggest issue was up the middle. Up the middle collapsed. Just collapsed when the ball was snapped. And it was like a floodgate coming right up the middle at Caleb. And they went out and fixed all three of that, which brings us to the next one. Drew Dahlman on the list. So we got only a few three bears in a row here. That was also about, 5 minutes in the NFL free agency. Dahlman was announced as soon as that clock struck right there. Took less money to go. The Ben Johnson effect now in Chicago is there, alive and well. He took less money than was offered by other teams to go play in Chicago. So obviously I know what you're going to say here, but good move, bad move.
I mean, good move for sure.
Fantastic. I'll say it for Dylan. Good move to get him out of the NFC South. I'll say Dylan's line there. An absolutely fantastic move. My God, are you kidding me? You needed a world-class center for Caleb Williams. He went out and got a world-class center. Well, the best available center. He ranked top 5 in every statistical center category. Didn't even know there were multiple, but I guess there are. And fantastic move. You could not have a better move. Like God, Ryan Poles, 3-time offseason champion.
Okay, next up. This is perfect because we're not going to talk about obviously Khalil Mack staying, but this was the argument over who the Bears signed. Hassan Reddick, 1 year, $14 million deal now to go to Tampa now. That's where he's headed. Good move, bad move. That's a lot of money. Did the whole holdout thing. Kind of a goofy year then. You're paying 14. You want to know market value? $14 million for 3 sacks is market value right now.
But he didn't play every game last year. Did he sit out a little bit? He got traded, right?
But he still played like 14 games or something at the end of this. When it was all said and done, he missed like the first month. Okay. And then they did the whole thing. Drew Rosenhaus, they got him back he played for the Jets then. So yeah.
Well, I can tell you, I didn't think that the Khalil Mack signing was good at 18 mil. I didn't want him in Chicago for 18 mil. 14. I guess you kept saying it's market value. It's market value. It's Montez or Myles
Garrett fucked screwed it all up. The Browns did.
I guess 1 year for 14 mil. I mean, what's 1 year? Honestly, what's 1 year at the end of the day? It's really nothing. They have the cap space for it. Clearly, they're a playoff team. Sure, why not take a flyer on them? I don't think it's a bad move at all.
To me, it seems to be face value. That's what it is. And it's 1 year. And against that cap, in the NFL, 1 year is great. Like if you could get somebody to do 1 year and come there for that, just that year, it's perfect because it's off your book the next year. The NFL is a kick the can league, right? Nothing's long term. There's nothing 5 years. Nobody's thinking 5 years down the road half the time. You're thinking 2-3 years down the road in the NFL, and that's just the nature of the game. So for 1 year, I think it's great. That's what I wanted Khalil Mack for. But go ahead. Sorry, Dylan.
Oh, it's all good. No, for Tampa, I mean, it's obviously a good deal bringing him in on for 1 year. But I mean, anything to help out the NFC South, that's not the Saints. My obvious answer is they can all go to hell for one. So that's my honest opinion.
All right, so rapid fire now. I'll just do this really quickly as we kind of go right through them. Sheldon Rankins to the Texans. Do you even care?
No.
Or is everything just kind of meh now?
I don't care about that one. No.
Sam Darnold, Seahawks.
Great. Absolutely great. Yeah. Best quarterback available. Save 15 mil from Geno and got a third to bring in Darnold. Great move. I look forward to his chemistry with JSN. Should be real good.
Yeah.
Josh Sweat.
You said rapid fire. I'm going to bitch really quick because Josh Sweat got about 19 mil a year. We signed Deo for 18 mil a year. I get it. The kid's 25. He's 6'6". He had 8 sacks 2 years ago. I wanted Josh Sweat if you were going to sign him to that kind of money. However, my buddy Dan Mize went out and he told me that Josh Sweat went on record to say he did not want to play anywhere cold. Jonathan Gannon is Josh Sweat's old defensive coordinator. Love it for Arizona. Great signing. So I get why the Bears didn't end up, and you can't have everybody. But I get why the Bears didn't end up with Josh Sweat. So I think it's a great move for Arizona.
Yeah, it is.
I agree. DJ Reed, Lions.
Great move. Yeah. Their secondary sucked. Fucking.
By the way, you could just jump in and bitch about anything at any time you
want.
Who cares if it's rapid fire or not? It doesn't make a damn difference.
Yeah, great move. That's a great move for Detroit, though.
CJ Gardner-Johnson, Texans.
My favorite part about that trade is a good trade. Really good for the Texans. My favorite part about that is he went and live streamed on Madden live stream today on Twitch. Madden trying to trade himself to the Texans and like it wouldn't accept it or some shit. It was pretty funny.
That is pretty funny. I'm trying to see what big ones stand out here.
Great move, Chris says. Which one? The CJ Gardner-Johnson to the Texans? Chris, where are you from, bro?
He's going to be there for a year, and he's going to sign with a championship team. That's what he always does. Because he went to Detroit. He stayed there for like a year, and then he went back to Philly and won a Super Bowl there. So he'll stay with Houston for a year probably and go sign like the Chiefs or something.
I think Sheldon Rankins and CJ Gardner-Johnson are nice additions to the defense.
Sheldon, former Saint, went. I think it was one of the NFC South teams he was with, and now he's out the South. So
I'm missing something now. I'm missing one big name, and I'm trying to look at this list to figure out who is. I believe the Patriots got him.
Patriots. Oh, Ronnie Stanley. He went back to Baltimore. Patriots. Milton Williams.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, I love it. I love that, man. Yeah. He was the best defensive. Well, I don't know, man. Grady Jarrett became available. We might have got the best defensive tackle available, but he was the best defensive tackle available. And New England is. I like in general what New England did. I like that they brought Milton Williams in. I like that they brought Harold Landry in, and I think they got a defensive back too. Oh, Morgan Moses, the tackle. Yeah, man. Mac Hollins, your boy. Yeah, New England had a nice little offseason so far, man.
Mac Hollins was who I wanted, wide receiver 3 for the Chicago Bears. If you read the damn plan,
I did.
On Game Breaker's website, that's who I wanted. And damn, he was $1 million less than what I projected him to be too. So, no clue why the Bears did not go that route. And I hate the rumors already that are like, because nobody's interested in Keenan Allen apparently that he could return here. And I just want to bang my head off the wall if that's the case. Like, just don't. It's time. Rip that Band-Aid off and let it go. That's not what you need. You need a blocker. You need somebody. I would
happily bring Keenan Allen back. He is a great run blocker. However, I don't want Caleb fucking relying on him in the pass game. Rome needs to become the number 1 this year.
You need a guy who just blocks, that you don't even think about in the pass game, who gets 5% target share throughout the whole season, makes like 2 catches a game, not even 1. 4 targets every other. Like, that's what you need. Someone who's not really part of your entire pass game thing, because you are right. He's out there. He relies too heavily on him. It's time to start moving into the Rome era. You can use Cole Kmet a little bit more.
We will. That's why we brought in, what's his name? Durham Smythe.
Durham Smythe. Yep.
You would never think about a Durham Smythe as an exciting acquisition, but let me tell you, that is one of my favorite acquisitions that the Bears had, because you have a pure run blocking tight end now that is going to allow Cole Kmet to go do what he does best. That's catch passes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking at the highest AAV here, and I think we kind of got everybody. Dan Moore, Titans' new left tackle.
Oh, he got paid.
He did. He got a lot. $21 million.
I mean, I love it. That's their bookend. Go get your bookend. They're going to draft Cam Ward number 1 overall. Protect the kid, man. I love it.
You think they are, huh? That's what you really downright believe. I know we're going to do a whole draft thing now that free agency is over with, so we can get into mock drafts and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they take him.
Yeah, they're going to take him for sure. Yeah, for what? Well, who else are going to take? Abdul Carter? Get out of here.
Yeah, but I say, do you rather take him, or do you rather, fucking suck with Will Levis again? I mean, it's obvious you got to go with the hot one, and you got to go Cam Ward. I mean, you got to. I mean, speaking of draft, since I'm not sure if I'm doing draft stuff with you guys, at number 9, if he falls to us, I mean, Shador. I mean, I would love to bring him in to New Orleans. I mean, just give a big middle finger to Derek Carr. say, there's your replacement right there. If he falls to 9, I mean, you got to take him. I mean,
He won't.
He probably won't. He probably won't. But I mean, the dream is always there, but he won't.
I would think the Giants or the Raiders would take him for sure.
I would think so too. Cam Ward goes number 1. I mean, the Giants or some are taking him next. Shit. Damn, I now talk about that. Shit.
I would. So you know what? You know who's sneaky, Dylan? I'm super, super, super high on him, and I still think that the Giants. I still think he could leap to be the second quarterback off the board. I really, really do. But if he is there still, if he makes it past them, he'll be there at 9 for New Orleans. Jackson Dart.
You love that
really,
kid.
Really like. Yep.
You love Jackson Dart.
He has.
I mean, I like him, but I don't know about number 9. Like him. I mean, he seems like kind of a later.
The problem there is you have to move back because here's the thing.
Yeah.
He won't make it. And here's the part that I always laugh at. This happens every year in the NFL draft. All the teams are going to go, I don't know how much I like him. And then what tends to happen is like he'll skip, and you're right. He'll move back. And you know what's going to happen? He'll go 26 to the Rams, and he'll sit behind Stafford for a year and then become the next all-pro quarterback under Sean McVay as they win another Super Bowl with Jackson Dart. And then every team's going to go, how do we let him go to our value we had him at was 25. I knew he was really good, but our value we had him at slotted was 26. So we couldn't take him over all these guys, even though we kind of figured he'd be a franchise quarterback at some point. See, NFL GMs overthink everything. They're like a fantasy player with ADP. Stop using that stuff. Like if the guy has what it takes to be your franchise player at a position you need, just take it. Quarterback especially, not other quarterbacks. The one position you really want to do that at. Because that's exactly what's going to happen. If he does fall, he's going to go to Sean McVay, and then Jackson Dart is going to end up the best quarterback of that class under McVay when it's all said and done.
The worst draft nightmare for being a Saints fan is having Patrick Mahomes right there ready for us to take him, and then Andy Reid and them jump right in front of us and take him. That's the biggest nightmare that I'm ever gonna have to live as a Saints fan, man.
But let's be real, and I think I hate to say this, right? I really hate to say this because he is the second best quarterback, third best quarterback of all time. Mm-hmm. Is he the same quarterback if he doesn't get to sit behind Alex Smith for 1 year, if he doesn't have Andy Reid as his head coach? I mean, yeah, I think he's greatness. And he's still greatness. He's still all pro. He's not winning fucking 3 Super Bowls. He's not winning. I don't know. I think Andy Reid had an integral part of his career. I love Mahomes. You guys know I fucking love Mahomes.
That's the debate here, though.
Well,
what the Bears have killed him by now is
right. If he came to Chicago with that coaching staff with John Fox, come on, dude. He wouldn't. There's no way that he would have been as successful. But Dylan, you had Sean Payton at the time, though, right?
We had Drew Brees still. We had Sean Payton still. The best draft class the Saints have done in recent years was 2017. That's a year. Well, we got Lattimore. We wouldn't have got Lattimore if we would have got Mahomes, which obviously I'll take Mahomes over Lattimore any day of the week.
And having Sean Payton.
Same year we got Alvin Kamara. That's the same year we got most guys. I mean, we only have I think Kamara is the only guy still left from the 2017 class. But I mean, that's the best class we've ever had. So I mean, from when you bring in Mahomes, sit behind Drew Brees, and he still got Sean Payton there, does that convince Sean Payton to stay there and not leave? Yeah, obviously. I mean,
no way, dude. Yeah.
So I mean, I just feel like things would have been so much different if you were able to jump at that chance getting Patrick Mahomes. Keep Sean Payton there. Yep. It would obviously attract more people to come into New Orleans and whatnot. I think it would have been so much different. But that's the nightmare I got to live with every single year.
I just want to say really quick, we want to thank you guys all so much for watching. Really appreciate it, especially if you're over on Twitter right now watching. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for tuning in. Swing on over to YouTube if you can, because we would love to chat with you. Come on over, type in Circle of Debate on YouTube. Come on over, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, these live every single day, multiple shows a day. So swing on over to Circle of Debate on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button on the video. Really appreciate you guys watching, whether you're on Twitter, Facebook, or on YouTube. Thank you guys very, very much so.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to let you rant real. We're getting very close. I'll let you do your bear down.
Oh, let's go.
So you are real quick though. You know what? The more I think, you're probably right, and Cam Ward might go 1 because it makes sense that the Browns are going to think Kenny Pickett is the answer now at quarterback after getting Myles Garrett all that money.
Oh my God.
Then not draft a quarterback. So
What about Kirk Cousins?
You mean possibly? He's a statue now, though. So
I know. I don't think he's good. I don't think it's a good option. I'm just saying that. But you tell me how the fuck? Can you tell me how the fuck they got a 5th round pick for Kenny? Or they traded a 5th round pick for Kenny Pickett, and all we could get was a 6 for Justin Fields.
I know.
I'm still bothered by that trade.
There's worse trades than that, though. They're just how the NFL's a stupid league when it comes to that. But yeah, you're right. They will get Abdul Carter though, and Abdul Carter and Miles Garrett on their edges. They'll have a pretty nasty defense. They just will be awful offensively. Is the problem? That's just how it's all going to set and done. But anyways, I'll wrap up by the remaining free agents out there. We'll just do maybe 3 or 4 of them, and you just throw the first name that you think they're going to sign with out there, and we'll just do it that way. Stephon Diggs.
Oh, I had one I think he goes back to Houston. I think they need a wide receiver still. Tink Dell's out. I think he goes back to Houston.
Yeah, I think he goes back.
I had one for him too. Maybe the Chargers are another team. They need a weapon. They need someone for Herbert. I thought Adams would go to the Chargers. The Chargers do need a weapon. I'd say the Chargers or the Texans.
I have you know what's funny? I love that free agency started because everything that we guessed now is completely rotated with all the moves that have already happened. So whatever I guessed before is probably not going to be the same. I actually think after all this stuff is said and done, it's going to be like a 1-year deal for him. Old. He's probably not going to start the season on the thing. I'm actually going to go San Fran for Stephon Diggs after they trade.
I don't hate it. What about Green Bay? They're looking for a weapon too.
Yeah, I think they're going to hold out until they find their ace in the hole.
Yeah. San Fran makes sense for him or Cup.
Javon Hargrave.
Javon Hargrave. That's tough, man. You're throwing some tough ones out here,
These
man.
are the biggest based on their last annual value. The biggest names left. So
maybe Miami. I think the Dolphins, they're looking for a pass rusher. If Joey Bosa ends up in San Francisco, if they don't lock in Joey Bosa, I can see Javon Hargrave going to Miami.
I mean, we just talked about pass rushers. And, Joey Bosa getting released from the Chargers. I mean, why not bring one in? I mean, if you're going to let one go, bring one in.
Not bad.
That one. Yeah, stays in the same state doing it that way.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Washington.
Oh, okay.
Which leads me to Joey Bosa. I think we're all going to guess at this point because it's pretty much leaked. San Fran.
Yeah, there's no. Just take less money, bro. Like, I know you're holding out for the money that you want, but just take less money and go play with your brother. Like, that's so cool, dude. That they're able to do that. They have the potential to do that. Just take the less money and go play with your brother for sure.
Yeah, that's fun. Last but not least, Von Miller.
Fuck that. We need the Bosa brothers to the Niners. Let's fucking go. Yes. Von Miller. Ooh, I'm gonna go with the Commanders. I don't know, like a 1-year deal to the Commanders. Get that extra pass rush to help bolster that defense.
Man, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess I can agree go with the Commanders. I mean, I feel like this guy's getting towards like the end of his run, so I kind of feel like he's one day has to find somewhere, or I think he's done.
Yeah,
Chargers there for me.
Oh, Von Miller and Khalil Mack together?
Yep.
Oh, man, that's interesting. Because
I think he's another 1-year guy. I think somehow it's like a 1-year proof. Like he's old, so I think that's what works best.
Oh, Poppy says the team to look out for is the Bears. Caleb's got weapons now, and the Lions. He's curious how they're going to do after they lost the majority of their coaching staff, as well as the Raiders. Yeah, I'm intrigued.
Perfect
for sure.
segue right there, Poppy. Perfect. Because I know Tim's been waiting for this, so I'm going to let him have at it. You've been waiting.
God, dude. There was a time this past offseason, which is kind of funny, that Chef had commented this. He had faith in Ryan Poles the minute he came to Chicago, as did I. The man has been on it. There was a time this offseason that I wanted Ryan Poles fired, and I was screaming, fucking fire him. If Ben Johnson will not come here because of Ryan Poles, you have to fire Ryan Poles. I have been in the same cycle of lame duck GM, new head coach, lame duck GM, new quarterback, new head coach. It's the same cycle since Lovie Smith's been gone, and I was over it. So I said, fire Ryan Poles, fuck it. But man, I'm glad I was wrong again. Chef Pulse is back in the kitchen. All right. Last year he addressed everything but the trenches. And let's be real, the Philadelphia Eagles, while they have great skill position players, Jalen Hurts is a stud. I've always liked Nick Sirianni. The reason that the Eagles won that Super Bowl in such dominant fashion was the trenches. Their offensive line was 6'6", 330 average, and their defensive line is just nasty, led by that beast inside Jalen Carter. Now, the Bears, Ryan Poles had done a lot of things right. He just finessed the fuck out of Carolina to get us maybe the luckiest trade of all time to get Caleb Williams here. We got DJ Moore here. We got Tyreek Stevenson here. We used that pick to bring Keenan Allen in. We have another second-round pick this year because of that trade. So Chef Polsby, due to that trade alone, he deserves some more longevity than just to be fired. But again, if Ben Johnson wanted to bring his own GM in, bye, because I believe in Ben Johnson that much. And maybe the reason we actually attack the trenches, because in the 3 years under Ryan Poles, he did not attack the trenches. He drafted Darnell Wright with the 10th overall pick in 2 years ago. I guess that's fine. Took Javon Dexter in the second round. But other than that, there's been I got fucking traded for Montez Sweat. Okay, all right, fine. He addressed the trenches a little bit, but he didn't go all in on addressing the trenches. We had no center. Our guards were lackluster. We had a 7th round left tackle under his watch. We got Darnell Wright basically just on the offensive line. The biggest need for this team was to fix the trenches. And what does this man do? He doesn't go out and he doesn't overspend in free agency like you're seeing Minnesota and Green Bay do. No, I do like the signing of Aaron Banks for Green Bay. I think he's only allowed 1 sack the last 2 years or something along those lines. Like, that's awesome. But he didn't have to go out and spend that kind of money. We were all in on Trey Smith. We were real sad when we found out that he got franchise tagged. But at the same time, we thought to ourselves that might allow him to bring in 2 guards for the same price as what we would have had to pay Trey Smith. And what does this man do? He goes out and he trades for Jonah Jackson right away. Now, a lot of people hated on this trade because he was injured last year. I don't get the hate. I don't get the hate at all. Ben Johnson wanted Jonah Jackson. Ben Johnson got Jonah Jackson. Now you put that fucking animal next to Darnell Wright. Now you have 2 highly physical specimens on the right side of your offensive line. Okay, cool. We still need another guard, we need another center. We'll get there. We can address those needs for sure. We'll sign free agency. We were locked and loaded that we were going to get Drew Dahlman. Like, that was something that we knew we were going to get Drew Dahlman. And we got Drew Dahlman. He went out, he signed Drew Dahlman. He paid him what he needed to pay him. Drew, like Street said earlier, Drew Dahlman chose to come to Chicago. Ben Johnson effect, Caleb Williams effect, wants to do something special. Chose to come here for less money than he was offered elsewhere. But you still need to fix that other guard position. And all right, cool. We'll get one in the second round. We got 2 second-round picks. Maybe we'll get like a Kevin Zietler or something, another old guy to kind of get fill that gap right there until the kid develops that we draft. Oh, no. Let's just go out and trade for a fucking all-pro guard in Joe Thuney. Get out of here. Chef Poles, magnificent job revamping that offensive line. From Braxton Jones to Thuney to Dahlman to Jonah Jackson to Darnell Wright. That went from a weakness to one of the best lines in the league. Now, I can't sit here and speak to all 32 offensive lines, so I can't say it's a top 5 line. But damn, man, I think if you Madden rated the line and averaged it out, I'm sure that's a top 5 line in the NFL. Just physical on the right side. And then you got your finesse, you got the leadership. And what you forget about is locker room leadership. You bring that in. First of all, with Ben Johnson, he's going to be holding everybody accountable. But then you bring in a player like Joe Thuney. That guy is a locker room leader. He has won, 4 Super Bowls with New England and Kansas City combined. The guy is a winner. So you bring a leader who's accountable and a winner to fucking man that line, captain that line, and that line's taken care of. Okay, now our defensive line. On paper last year, it looked okay. You got Montez Sweat. You got Javon Dexter, who I love, who's an absolute stud. Andrew Billings is one of the most underrated players in the league. And we're definitely missing that other edge rusher. So what does Chef Poles do? He goes out and I wanted Josh Sweat, right? Like I said it earlier when we were talking about, we signed up. So we ended up signing, I don't even pretend to say his last name, but we got Deo. All right. He's going to be a fun name to scream when he's sacking quarterbacks left and right? So we got Deo, okay? 25 years old, 6'6", signed him 3 years, $48 million. I wasn't so big on that. I was like, damn, We got like 16. What was it? 16 mil a year. We ended up getting this guy for, and I was like, man, who is he? He's 25. He only had 3 sacks last year. However, he had 8 sacks the year before in Indianapolis. And what he did last year, actually, what I learned was he moved to the inside, all right, to help their line to do what was best for their team. So he wasn't able to get at the quarterback as much. But he's a great run stopper. He's 25 years old. He's 6'6". Good. I'll take it. I was unhappy in the moment because Josh Sweat signed 5 minutes later for just $2 million more a year to Arizona. But if Josh Sweat didn't want to play in the cold and he wanted to go play with his former defensive coordinator, bye. All right, bring a guy who wants to come in, bring a young, hungry guy in. Who I know you can get a young, hungry guy in the draft. You don't have to spend $16 million on a young, hungry guy. But what if this guy is that guy? You play opposite the Sweat. You got Gervon Dexter. You got Andrew Billings. Oh! And then he goes out and gets, in my opinion, the best defensive tackle on the market once he was available in Grady Jarrett. And what I just talked about with locker room leadership and accountability on the other side of the ball. You had Joe Thuney there. Now you got Grady Jarrett, who was the locker room leader for the Falcons. I don't know. I'm still surprised they cut him after 10 years. Now you got him anchoring the defensive line, playing next to Andrew Billings, playing next to Gervon Dexter, rotating in with those guys, playing next to Montez Sweat, and this freak athlete you just brought in who's 25 years old and 6'6". Dude, what a fucking turnaround in the trenches. Still have Caleb, still got Rome, still got DJ, still got DeAndre Swift. Oh, and you still got pick 10, pick 39, and pick 41 to go and get the best player available wherever you want. So whether that is, which I've always been opposed to first-round running backs, but whether that's Ashton Jeanty from Boise State, the best available running back in this draft, or whether that's an edge that you like, I don't want an offensive tackle there. I would be upset about that. I would love to trade down. I don't know if that's likely or not, but you're able to go running back, tight end, edge, guard, offensive tackle, defensive tackle. You can do whatever you want in the draft because of the way he just set himself up in free agency via free agent signings and via trades to help limit the salary that you have to pay these guys.
Well
Phenomenal.
Done. Well done.
Nice.
Phenomenal.
Nice rant. A positive rant. Hell yeah, baby. Chicago Bears, off-season champs. 2 years in a row.
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and no.
Ryan Poles is undefeated in the offseason.
He is.
No, but this was a completely different shift in the offseason than we've seen before. Last year was a very piecemeal together offensive line. The Ryan Bates trade, all kinds of weird shit. He got bench offensive linemen, all bench off, like that's what they were. Deep down, he thought he was going to get a cheap line together and they were going to be able to just like develop them and mold them into some line. They didn't have the coaching staff in place to even do that. So I don't know what they were thinking by going that route. Now, not only you got Ben Johnson, their offensive line coach, Dylan, knows him extremely well because he was with Sean Payton in that whole era there on Dan Rochar. They get him out of college to come back now to come here to take this job now with the Bears. So they actually have a real good offensive line coach. And on top of that, they went and got real offensive linemen to put in there, plug and play. But yeah, awesome offseason. They deep down they have enough. They do have one more move in them if they wanted to. If it did make itself available to do so. I'd like to conserve a little bit of that cap now, but they do have they got one more bullet in the chamber.
Packers fans won't like this, but we still have $37 million of available cap space, which is equal to the Green Bay Packers.
Well, do you see what Amon-Ra said on his podcast?
Oh yeah. Where the fuck do the Bears keep getting all this money from? They just be signing and signing and signing players. What the fuck is Ben doing over there?
Well, Ryan Poles did a really good job clearing everything off, like resetting it, and then he hasn't done what Ryan Pace used to do and just like trade for expensive items nonstop and keep that cap over the cap. So he's done a good job on cap management, just hasn't brought a huge pool of big names in, but this is his first big crop. Love it. Fantastic job. Fantastic offseason. Now, yeah, the draft. I can't wait to do mock drafts. It's going to be a big argument at 10 for Bears fans. Just like last year, what do? Caleb Fields at 1. It's going to be the same thing at 10 this year because everyone's going to have their thoughts on, do we go this route? Do we go that route? Is it Ashton Jeanty? Is it a edge? Is it whatever it is. My dogs are barking too. Don't worry.
Who cares? I'm surprised my kids.
I have
aren't
2 of them,
barking.
Dylan. By the way, 2 of them. And somebody, the mailman's probably here. But yeah, fun times for a Via Bears fan. And I think exciting time. But I don't want to rant too much on it. We can move on to you know what.
I'm done. I said my piece. If you guys are done with football, play that clip. Yeah, it's kind of ironic that we play the clip. Beautiful shirt, by the way. That looks like it should be on an ice cream bar or something like that, like one of the old school ice cream bars.
The ones that tasted awful, but you got them every day when.
Yeah, who didn't want to eat the Macho Man off an ice cream bar? I mean, I did. I loved it when the ice cream truck came by.
Stale tasting like cookie that was the ice cream was attached to. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. But kind of ironic that we played the clip and we're going to start talking. We're going to talk wrestling. We're going to talk WWE, of course. We're going to talk that incredible main event from Raw last night. But first, we're going to talk AEW and AEW Revolution. I know, Dylan, you watched the whole show. I know Streets had said, Toni Storm, Mariah May, that's how you fucking do wrestling. That's how AEW should do things. Dylan, I'll swing it to you because I feel like I just talked a lot. So I'll kick it over to you.
I didn't see the whole I didn't see it all. So you guys go ahead. I'll chime in after. So go ahead.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go to you for the full AEW Revolution breakdown. There wasn't some Raw. You'll hit it. But Dylan, AEW Revolution, you checked it out. What was your overall take on the show? What did you enjoy from it? Likes, dislikes? Just kind of break it down, brother.
So the biggest surprise was that I actually watched it. I am not the biggest casual viewer of AEW. I mean, anyone that watches me on World Elite knows I'm not a big AEW guy by any means. But yes, I did check it out, being that I had absolutely nothing to do Sunday night. So I did watch it. I didn't order it. I watched it for free. I'm not going to give out my source because I don't want to get the site canceled like Crack Streams did. And I had to search forever to find something new to watch. But yes, I did watch it. I mean, I really didn't know any of the stories going into this, like anything with the main events. I knew of like the Ospreay and Fletcher feud that was going on. I knew that already. The whole thing with Mariah May, Toni Storm. Wasn't really caught up to speed with the first match with MJF and Hangman. I wasn't sure of their deal, what was going on with that. So I was kind of iffy on who to pick. But I was going with the majority of the crowd, and on the spreadsheet, I went with MJF, and I saw how dead wrong all of us were when it came to that pick. But yeah, overall, great match for that one. And then you go to Mercedes, Hulk Hogan, Monet, and you go with she's fighting, women from Stardom and whatnot. But I mean, watching a Mercedes match is just too predictable. I mean, whenever Tony Khan's the only one that's going to give her creative control to book her own matches and book for her to win, I mean that's what's going to happen. I mean, she's going to get criticized. She's not going to get a good reaction from the crowd. And I mean, she had 11,000 plus in the Crypto.com arena, and she can't get over there either. I mean, if you're not going to get over from the 2,000-3,000 that show up at the warehouses for AEW Dynamite every week, then I mean, what's going to happen in an actual arena if she can't get over? I mean, so that's why it's so hard to watch one of her matches. She's slow in the ring. It's not fun to watch, and it's just too far predictable to watch that. I missed a little bit of the Swerve and Ricochet matches as far as the next 2 matches, because the stream did go out. That's the price you pay from watching something for free, is that you do have that risk of something going out. And unfortunately, yes, it did go out for quite a while, so I was struggling to find another one. But I did catch the end of the Swerve match, and I missed the Okada match as far as the Hurt Syndicate match. So I was told I really didn't miss much as far as there. Yeah. Toni Storm and Mariah May was absolute cinema. It was so much fun to watch. Those two working together in the ring is always great, and the ending shot of them two laying on the stage was just fantastic. I mean, it was a great match in general. Let's see, Kenny Omega and Takeshita. Obviously, them two working together is always really fun to watch as well. Kenny winning the title from Takeshita. Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher was also, if not, could be one of AEW's best matches of the year. I think that AEW had a potential of 2 of the company's match of the year in the same night with that one and Mariah May, Toni Storm. The storytelling was great. The ending of the match was great. The only thing that I complain about a little bit too much is that the false finishes. I think there was way too many false finishes in that match. I think the Styles Clash should be a protected finish, and he kicked out of it with ease, falling on thumbtacks. Kyle Fletcher. But overall, the match was great. The Spanish Fly from the top of the cage, the hidden blade at the end. Whenever Kyle Fletcher was telling him that he hated him and all that, it was great. But then it goes from all the way up, and then you get to the main event and goes all the way back down. I think you killed the crowd with that main event. And that's sad because I wasn't really understanding the Death Riders thing too much from Moxley, why he's carrying a briefcase instead of the title. I was kind of confused by that. Like I said, I don't watch, so I really don't know why he was carrying a briefcase versus that. But the thing is, you have Christian carry that contract for the longest time, and you have him cash it in just to lose within minutes by being choked out by Moxley. It was a cool way to end it with Swerve going out on top over Moxley in the crowd. And I mean, if that's your way of ending a pay-per-view on a high note, then I think that's the best way you're going to do it. I think if you're going to end a pay-per-view on a good note, it's got to be with something else main event regardless. Just because it's a world title does not mean it needs to main event. Because, I mean, you have 2 potential match of the year candidates with the women's match and a steel cage, and that easily could have main evented. Either one of them right there could have main evented. I think the story was better for Toni Storm and Mariah May, or even Fletcher and Ospreay. So why not have one of those main event? The crowd was buzzing for these matches. Why not have one of those main event over the snore fest that we had for Moxley and Cope? I mean, overall, it was an okay show. I mean, the show was great. Take away a few things. Even that actress from that movie burying professional wrestling in a matter of seconds was pretty rough. I mean, take away some of the little stuff like that. It's a 10 out of 10. But I mean, I graded it like 7.5, 8 out of 10. For someone who doesn't watch AEW or follow any of the stories from over there, I actually watched it start to finish of what I could, being that it was free. But overall, it was good. It's not going to make me tune in on Wednesdays, but it was good enough to make me want to watch it from having 0 to do on a Sunday night, though.
It's good. It's good. Streets, you want to give your take before I rip mine?
Well, my take is simply short and sweet. Whoever was in charge of the Toni Storm, Mariah May thing, they should just be in charge of everything on AEW moving forward. Let them take over everything else. Like that. That's perfect. Like, long-term storytelling is the best part of wrestling to me. It's what makes you compelled to watch and stay tuned. It's okay if people wrestle each other multiple times in that feud, even in big pay-per-views. It's okay. Look at Drew Punk last year, or this past year, right? They had 3 matches, feud of the year, ends with the match. Like, it's okay to do that. It's okay to just do long-term storytelling, and I think they finally nailed it. And the characters that were part of that, the Toni, the whole going back and forth to the amnesia thing, back to this, to the blah 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 blah. Mariah was everything was fucking awesome, and kudos to those two because they made me actually pay attention to AEW for once. So that's all.
Dude, it's a great point. And Dylan, you had a great point by saying that either they or Fletcher and Ospreay should have main evented. And that's totally factual. Mm-hmm. I just want to second exactly what Streets just said in regards to Mariah and Toni. Just an amazing job telling the story from start to finish, from the time she was her sidekick, her lackey, to trying to be her, to killing her with the shoe, to the amnesia, the matches, the in-ring, Luther, the cinema, like you said, Dylan, the pure cinema, probably their greatest feud of all time. And that's saying a lot because Swerve and Hangman was great and Hangman and Kenny was great. So it's kind of funny Hanger is involved in all of it. But the match should have been, my buddy Gary texted me, he said that the show was fantastic. The women should have main evented. It should have absolutely ended. The credits should have rolled. the way Toni's credits roll with her on top of Mariah bleeding, and that's how the show should have ended. Because it was a damn flawless show to me until the main event, I guess. But the start of the show was fantastic. MJF and Hanger was great. I said that could have been the main event just because of how those two guys are the fucking company. So you could have had that be the main event, but it's their first match, and I think they're going to tell a long-term story with that and have multiple matches with those guys. But that was a great match. I will disagree with Dylan. I'll agree with most of the things he said in regards to Mercedes. However, the match itself is phenomenal. And I think I say it every single time because everyone on this network dogs that woman. I don't know why. I guess I get why. But everyone dogs that woman so hard. But her matches are fucking good. Every match she puts on is good. Whether it was with both the stat matches, Willow matches, dude. What happened?
Nothing. Sorry, it's not wrestling related.
It's all right. Football, what happened? Signing?
I was hoping,
Who got
so
signed?
we didn't get Matt Collins, so I was hoping for I was hoping maybe we could get as our third Nick Westbrook.
Oh, the kid from the Titans on KH.
Yeah, because he signed 2 years, $6.5 million for 2 years, like a perfect deal, cheap deal for your wide receiver 3.
Yeah,
and he's one of those guys that just does all the dirty stuff, but he makes a play when you need him to make a play, kind of like Matt Collins to me. So you're
going to be unhappy when they bring Keenan Allen back for $10 million or $12 million or something.
Fucking hate it.
Yeah, that's because that's going to go down. That's going to go down for sure. But yeah, so the Mercedes thing, I don't get why everyone dogs her, man. Even though fucking match with Anna Jay on TV was good, her match with Harley was good, this match with Momo was fantastic. And I didn't really know too much about Momo going into the match, but Momo is fucking immensely talented. So that was I don't like that was the match though, regardless, because AEW's got 52 women just sitting in catering doing nothing. Yeah. So you could give me a Jamie Hayter, you can give me another Willow match, you can give me a Julia Hart. I don't really give a shit, but give me a Harley rematch. But the match itself to me was great. Swerve and Ricochet, holy shit, that was fucking awesome. The story with the jacket in between, Swerve getting the win back, loved seeing that. Okada and Brody was solid. The tag team title match was just so fucking irrelevant. I have no idea why that was a pay-per-view match. They should have did that on the pre-show and put Adam Cole and Danny Garcia on this. I get you want to get Bobby and Shelton on the pay-per-view. I totally understand that, but damn, really, the Outrunners, that's all you got? Like, you couldn't, like, I would have just triple threaded it with Cage and Archer or something and, like, bolstered the match with a couple more guys or throwing the guns in there, made it a fatal four-way, did something. The Outrunners, like, that was, I don't know, I don't like it. A lot of people love that gimmick. It's not for me, but not everything has to be for me. But Bobby and Shelton are fucking horses, dude. Those guys are, and there was one point I was watching the match, I thought, and, I was watching, I was looking out the corner of my eye, I thought it was Bobby in the ring, and it was Shelton. I'm like, God damn, Shelton is huge, dude. And I want to see Brody King and Buddy Matthews be the ones to eventually take the belts off of them. Not anytime soon. I want them to hold those belts and have a good run with them because they look so good. And the whole crowd chanting, "We Heard People" on their way out was awesome. Love seeing that. Yo, what's up, KPG? Hope you are having a good day, my guy. So yeah, that was like the bathroom break match of the show. Dude, the women's that should have been the main event. The fuck, I've never seen tape put your fist in glass, hitting with glass, a champagne bottle to the cooch. Even Mariah's dropkick to Luther through the table to start the match, and then Toni hits her with the choke slams, the double choke slam through the table. I'm just like, man, this is hot. To the ring, it was hot. The blood was hot. Now I'm not even talking about the women. I'm just talking about the match. Like, it was just a hot ass match, dude. That should have been the main event. That's how you end the show, for sure. Yo, what's up, Ahmed? Thanks for tuning in, man. Hope you are having a good day. But that's how you should have ended the show for sure. Ospreay and Fletcher then, or well, you had Takeshita and Omega, which was a really fine wrestling match. I enjoyed the hell out of that. But then you go into Ospreay and Fletcher. The way they started on the cages, like just two fucking animals just want to rip each other's heads off. That was awesome with the crown behind Ospreay. I love Dump Truck Davis's involvement in the match, trying to help Fletcher. Ospreay is too good, man. That guy is just, like Streets always says, he's just doing too little in AEW. That guy should have been the world champion far along. He's been here, I think it's been a year exactly now. He should have definitely been the world champ already. And then the main event. What the fuck we expect? We all knew it was going to be bullshit. I mean, like, we knew that was, and Tony Khan should have known it was going to be bullshit. And you're right, Dylan. Just because it's a world title match doesn't mean it has to main event, because you've had that fatal 4-way with MJF, the 4 pillars match that didn't main event. You've had other world. I think that might have been the only one, but I think there might have been another main event or another match somewhere along the lines that that didn't main event, but that did not need to main event. The Christian involvement in the match, so Edge didn't have to take the pin, is fucking stupid. All right, you want to keep Cope strong? Come on, get out of here with that shit, dude. So Mox can't lose, Cope can't take a pin, so you fucking insert Christian. What a waste. And sure, you could say the WWE wastes the Money in the Bank briefcase all the time, like Drew this year. Okay, well, WWE's been doing Money in the Bank since like 2010 or 2008. Yeah. So of course you're going to have losers. This is the first time you ever do a Money in the Bank like contract in AEW. First of all, Christian was the wrong guy to put it on. Second of all, that's how you utilize it? That is how you utilize it. Come on. And they already had the cop out with it where whoever signs it gets to use it. Just have someone steal it from him down the road. What are you doing? And that's how you lose it? You haven't seen the world title in 6 months. Listen, and we're going to segue over to WWE here. Someone I seen the tweet earlier today. It's so sad because I've said this 100 times. John Moxley is one of my favorite wrestlers, maybe of all time. It is crazy to see how far above and beyond advanced Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns are to John Moxley, dude. Now you can call him the ace. He's a 4-time AEW world champion. He's held other belts over there. He's done a lot of great things for that company. But Rollins and Reigns are just fucking leagues above that man in this current role. Please, God, Swerve, beat Moxley at Dynasty. Win that world title where you won that world title last year. Hangman, Swerve, all in. Let's fucking do it. Let's run it back. Put the belts on Hanger. I mean, I don't want Swerve to be a transitional champion. It's not. It's a couple months. It's April to July. Hangman needs to get that belt back. Hangman needs to get that belt back. And I don't know if it needs to go Swerve to Hangman, because I don't know that Swerve's going to be the one to beat Moxley, which sucks, because I want Swerve to beat Moxley, or I want Hangman to beat Moxley. Somebody beat fucking Moxley. Let's see. Justin says there's a match stipulation called a Taipei death match where you tape your hands, dip them in glue, then broken glass and punch each other.
Jesus.
Those women are fucking animals for doing that. Just that whole match, they're fucking animals for what they did. And yeah, man, it was a great show. I'm very much so looking forward to the AEW Dynamite watch along tomorrow with Justin to see where they go from here. Swerve and Moxley is good because we're picking that up. We're getting out of the Cope thing. I love Jay White, but they never gave him his one-on-one title shot, which still fucking drives me bonkers. But Swerve, I might believe that he might be. I had no thoughts that Cope was going to beat Mox for the title. Everyone in half our prediction sheet had Cope over Mox, and I'm like, I don't see that. I don't get it. But Swerve, I think there's a lot of potential for him to beat Moxley. And yeah, that's all I got on it. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night for the AEW Dynamite watch along, because I'm definitely looking forward to that. But Streets, I'll kick it back over to you now. It's your time. It's WWE time. We had a hell of a Raw last night. That main event cage match was fucking lit. The segment right before it with the 3 women was fucking lit. So I'll break down whatever you want to talk about, WWE, Raw, whatever.
Yeah, so Monday Night Raw. It's been so damn good of recently that even last night was okay. I don't think it was... Definitely got a lot of criticism, more than the past 3 or 4 episodes have overall. I thought it was okay. It definitely went down a little bit in regards to the previous weeks. The ending obviously was fantastic. But it was a good show, I thought, overall. I enjoyed Andrew Schultz getting in the ring, doing some stuff there. I've seen him live. He's pretty funny. So I kind of enjoyed that. Raquel, the whole Raquel bait. Well, that match, I guess I could put it like that. I don't know what they're doing. What bait? Not like Bailey, losing to everyone now. So I guess that's just it is what it is. It was just very meh in that center as well. The Cody promo was fantastic. I thought that was awesome. I thought he was just spitting fire out there. I like this now. I like getting a little bit out of Cody since the Elimination Chamber there. So I enjoyed that. I actually enjoyed the tag match, the tornado tag, whatever, the Rey Mysterio Dragon Lee New Day thing. I enjoyed that one too, but then obviously the big 2 things were your two potential night one main events. That's really what it boiled down to last night. And we saw that right then and there. You know what though? I liked last week what they were doing with Rhea. I liked that promo. I liked her doubting herself. There's something about that whole thing. They should have kind of built on that a little bit, that they pivoted from when they did this with the three of them. When they brought her out and then she was just getting pissed at Bianca and then the whole thing. I love that EO, who's limited on speaking, like to do the promos on her own. I love that she slapped both of them. That was awesome. That made it. But I hate saying this, but your main event last night on Raw is your night one main event in WrestleMania. And it is what it is. Like, it's done, it's sealed, it's delivered. There's your night one main event right then and there.
Yeah, it really fucking sucks, dude. And I'm pissed. I'm not pissed because I'm down to go to Freddy's, but I'm gonna have to pay for Freddy's now. Because you're right. It's certainly not going to be Jay and Gunther, who you didn't even just mention. Rolling. Oh, there you go. Right. You fucking forgot about them because they're opening the show with Alpha Academy and fucking A-Town Down Under. Yeah, you're right. That's not going to be the main event. WrestleMania main event, Jey Uso. My ass.
Remember, I told you, it's all in the fine print, right? I sent you a screenshot of the song title for Jey Uso. It's main event-ish. You have to look at the fine print. Like, he's just main event-ish, Jey Uso. So he's opening night one, and that's the end of it. That's basically, everybody's going to eat when he wins that belt, and then that's it. We'll see what happens night two. Conspiracies.
Oh, I love you. I love your conspiracy.
We could talk about that in a sec. But yeah, I thought the cage match was fantastic last night between those two. I love sometimes I do as I get older, I kind of enjoy when it's a little slower now at times. Like, I remember what Triple H said a long time ago about wrestling. And now it makes more sense to me as my fandom's changing a little bit. And he's like, if you think you're going too slow, go slower. and that was something I heard Triple H say that just resonates with me now a lot more. Like, everything seems bigger when you do that now. So maybe that's just what I enjoy in my fandom. But I thought, what Punk you don't need to be taking suplexes off the top of the cage right now this close to WrestleMania though. Like, just do something different with that. But I thought the match was great, and what I kept saying going into last night as a diehard Punk fan, I still wanted Seth to win the match. At least I was hoping it would be clean. Even I'm fine with the clean one because you know why? Because then it's 1-1. Right? You get Seth and you get Punk, and they're 1-on-1, and I know they're going to take a break for a triple threat at Mania, but at some point those two meet again for that climax, and I hope it's not a fucking Monday Night Raw anymore. Like, let them do a pay-per-view down the road and let them finish this off now that it's 1-1. But I thought it was perfect because, like, Punk gets demolished with the curb stomp off the top rope. It's over. Seth Rollins, he's sitting by the door. Like, he won the match, really. All he had to do was get up and walk out. So in a sense, he won, but then they still did it where Roman kind of caused the ending of that match. So he pulls him out of the cage, and that's the end of the match. But deep down, Rollins was still going to win the match to me. But the way they handled it all, between pulling him out and the blah, 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 I thought it was perfect. And then, Roman's back, and at first he just takes out, we all knew it was coming. I just didn't know how we were going to do it. Takes out Seth, yeah, we get all that thing. And then we get, my God, WWE's on fire with fucking pictures. These digital pictures that they take, that they post, are just phenomenal. It's a story in itself. Because then you get Paul Heyman out of nowhere in the ring consoling a CM Punk like that. And then that face that you just see on Roman Reigns on that shot, that one picture. Go to Twitter.
That's my wise man. Who the fuck? That is my wise man. Who do you think you are?
Like, it wasn't even there for Punk until he saw that in the ring. That's what that face was right then and there. And now you had your angle. They needed something. It wasn't Rumble. Rumble was not enough 14 years ago. None of that was enough. And I will not doubt Papa H anymore when it comes to this, because they figured out the right angle and the way to go about this. And you were saying it last night on the thing. Like, the favor is going to be, I'll let you say it, but because it was your call, so I'll save it for you. But I thought it was fantastic, and I loved it, and every second of it, what a main event. And now, there you go. We get our triple threat. Now I'm interested. I'm not a big fan of the triple threat still, but at least now with this angle that I'll let you talk about, it's very intriguing.
Well, go rip your conspiracy theory really quick. Justin wants to know about your conspiracy. So let the people hear your conspiracy.
Everybody's like, oh, you can't turn Jey. Look, here's the thing. Let's rewind. Let's go back. I posted a picture. Who's the first person Travis Scott walked down with, right?
Jey Uso.
It was Jey Uso. Triple H joked like I was just crossing my fingers that he didn't hit it with him walking down the thing. Like stay out of that. And then you said it too when The Rock came out and he did his counting thing. If you look at who is in the ring and who now would be with the Rock's team, it's single-handedly Jey Uso. Then we go to Royal Rumble, right? What a bit like. I went back and watched it. Now that I saw the ending of that match, that seemed too easy for John Cena or for Jey Uso to win that Royal Rumble. Now, when I rewatched it, maybe because my brain's just thinking conspiracy, and that's what I want to see when I'm watching the end of that again. But they're hugging, and then a kind of a goofy ending, and he falls off the thing, and I'm going, now that I'm watching that after they hug too, and we know there's one more coming. There's one more step to the entire Rock's plan here, and I'm wondering now. You get Jey opens night one, he wins that belt, he gets the yeet, and everybody is going crazy. And night two, we know the ending is going to be chaos, right? They're gonna Bloodline rules. They love doing this now in WWE, the same type of stuff. Who knows what they're gonna do this time? Stone Cold already said he'll be in Vegas for WrestleMania this year. So who knows what The Rock has planned? But it's WrestleMania, and it's going to be some Hollywood type ending. The last 5 minutes, people are going to be coming out and going crazy. And what if what cost Cody the match is Jey Uso? Just a super kick right to Cody. Cena pins him. It turns out that it was Jey was the final step, and the final scene you see as WrestleMania ends is The Rock with John Cena and Jey Uso in both belts like this as they're raising it up like that. And you cut scene, Mania's over.
Goosebumps, as The Rock said.
Wow.
Or now you can do the Punk one.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Oh my gosh. I wish I had the clip. That is. Ooh.
I hate saying this, but stop. Look, Jey Uso is not the next John Cena or the next Cody Rhodes. Like, the yeet thing, after he wins that belt, he's not going to hold it long. That yeet thing will die down. Like, he's not going to be your big baby face of the company for years to come. He's not going to be that guy. He's not Cody. I love him to death, and I think he's great, and he's over. He's totally deserving of this, but, like, he has a gimmick, right? It's a novelty over. So how do you re-energize that, to me, in my eyes, to keep that? To keep him, because you hate saying it, but look, heels are over too now, right? They just are. People love it. They love the turns. It's cinema. It's drama is what you call it. So how do you do it? You put Jey Uso with The Rock as Mania ends, and everybody loses their fucking mind and goes crazy. And now you just rebranded Jey Uso all over again. And he'd still be over. It'd still be fantastic. People would love it. So, but yeah, that was my conspiracy.
I love it, bro. That is, it's so out there. But it could so work. Jey Uso super kicking Cody Rhodes into a fucking attitude adjustment to win the match is just, man, you talk about the ultimate betrayal. Because it's starting to churn that everyone who was in the ring with Cody to end the night or to when he won his world title is starting to turn on him. KO turned on him. Cena turned on him. This could be Jey Uso turning on him. Then all that leaves is Sammy and Randy. And, that's very easy. And they said this Bloodline story is only in the third inning a year and a half ago. Jey Uso going heel and having Roman chase him. Like, Roman and Cody against Jey and Cena. Like, that's just fucking, that's big time shit right there, bro. Let's see. Ivan says, Streets. No one is comparing Jey Uso to Rhodes or Cena. Relax. Jey Uso is like your next Randy Savage or Mick Foley.
Ivan, I've heard it. You can't. He's their big baby face now too. You can't turn him heel. I've heard it. I've heard a million people say it too. Maybe not. I'm not saying this channel. I'm just saying in general. A lot of people are like, "Oh, Jay's just too over. He's their next baby face." No, it's a novelty over. It's
I
a
think
perfect
I think
rebrand.
Jay is more sustainable actually if you do the heel thing and put him with The
Yeah,
Rock, because
I
that
think so
makes him
too.
like that's different, bro, because that shows character depth too, that he was able to do it as a face, and then he's gonna flip it as a heel. Because I'll be honest with you, Jey Uso loses that belt if he stays face. KO wins Money in the Bank and takes that belt from him by June. Like
Yeah, no, it's ending
by
soon.
June, KO is world champion from Jey Uso's belt. He does the heel turn. He probably keeps it into next year.
Because now he's got some help. He got
Exactly.
Cena, he got The Rock, everything. So
Yeah.
I think it's good for Jey Uso. I think it's reinvigorates that whole Jey Uso.
And you get the best of both worlds, because you get him to win the world title, you get him to celebrate with all his fans, and then you get him to tell his fans to fuck off the next night. God,
and
dude.
Triple H they're doing crazy stuff now these days too. Like it's fun, and I think they show you everything they're going to do. They don't hide it. They just show you so much that it's all there. You just have to piece it together and pick what you want. Like the whole Elimination Chamber poster they sent out, like the week of Elimination Chamber, literally had The Rock, John Cena, and Travis Scott. They showed you what was going to happen before it's going to happen. And you know how they do? They love long-term stuff. They love planting seeds. They love showing you things that you can go back and all the little John Cena on the car on the when The Rock's beating up Cody out there, whose face is right next to him. It's like they just love all those little tidbits, and they like to show you everything as they go. So whatever's going to happen, we've seen it, and all the hints are there for us to guess. They do a lot that it's hard to guess. That's all.
It's remarkable.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I
that's why
love it.
It's a conspiracy. It's just I had fun with it though, so thank you.
I'll be real quick before I swing it to Dylan. I thought Raw was all right for MSG show. I felt it was pretty lackluster, but I did enjoy the Tornado Tag match more than most did. I also,
was fun, I thought.
yeah, for sure. I did like how Chad Gable came back with the mask on too. That was pretty cool. I think the internet's crazy for thinking that was Ray Phoenix. I was like, what do you mean Ray Phoenix? That was Gable. Yeah, I like where they're going with the triple threat women's match. I think that's good. I like the progression there. The Bayley thing's interesting to me. I originally thought Bayley and Roxanne would have a one-on-one match at WrestleMania, but now I'm thinking that we're gonna have a fatal four-way women's tag team title match with some real heavy hitters in that match. Obviously Liv and Raquel. I think Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross end up on a team somehow. I think Bayley ends up on a squad with somebody, maybe Dakota Kai, maybe a returning Asuka. Maybe Bayley and Roxanne end up on a team somehow. I'm not exactly sure how you get there, but I think you're gonna end up with a fatal four-way women's tag title match just so they can get all those quality women on the card. Maybe Piper Niven and Alba Fire. That'll be the 4 tag team or something like that. So I love that. The main event was fucking fantastic. It was absolutely fucking fantastic. It's crazy how you can watch 2 amazing cage matches back-to-back nights. As for me, I actually watched that cage match in the morning yesterday, so I watched them on the same day. You watch 2, and they're so different, but they're so great at the same time. That's why the internet was pissing me off this morning. All this comparison, which was better. But fucking stop. They both were great in their own fucking ways. What the fuck does it matter? But the match was phenomenal. The super fucking curb stomp. Seth kicked out of 3 GTSs. Phil hit him with the fucking curb stomp that Seth kicked out of. Seth looked like it. DeAndre Hopkins of the Ravens. Is that what you said?
No. I forgot that one part. That's what I wanted to say.
Oh, no, what were you going to say? Go ahead.
I forgot about that. I wanted to add to that. It's WWE. You don't see it a lot in WWE. I'm glad that they don't do this a lot. You pick your spots when you kick out of multiple finishers in my eyes. And I think that spot is how you do it. 2 people who absolutely hate each other. They didn't want to leave the cage. They were opening the cage door you want to go? No. Both of them could have won it probably. That's how you know how that goes. But that's how you do it. 2 people who hate each other, who are not going to give up at all and they're both on the road to WrestleMania. There's a lot on the line. Absolute hate. That's how you do it. That's when it's okay to do the Superman type acts where they're both kicking out of each other's finishers, doing each other's finishers and kicking out of each other's finishers. That's to me okay when you do it. But yeah,
that felt like a WrestleMania fucking main event, dude. Last night, not a Raw main event. It was so good that could have been a WrestleMania main event. What's up, Logan? Hope you're having a good night or day night. Yeah, it's nighttime. Damn, I'm still sitting in my work chair, so it fucking feels like day still. But yeah, he said Ospreay Fletcher, one of the best steel cage matches in recent history. Ospreay is truly one of the best in pro wrestling. Fletcher is a future star. Oh yeah, he is. That kid's fucking. His body's insane, dude. He was showing the video of his cut from as after his bulk. Yeah, just a fucking star in the making. But yeah, man, that main event was just absolutely spectacular. Seth should have got the win. I don't expect Punk to lose clean very often. So I like how they went about it with Roman beating the fucking shit out of Seth. Roman hitting the curb stop on Seth was awesome. Everything Street said about Paul Heyman being in the ring, that was insane. Where did he come from? Roman seeing that, like, you didn't say it, but his face said it. That is my wise man. Awesome. Lays out Punk. Fantastic. What I want to have, it's not what I want to happen. I thought the favor would be a little bit more than that. But I think the favor is going to end up being, now that this will be the WrestleMania main event, it will be the WrestleMania main event. That solidified, last night solidified that. The favor is going to be, hey, Paul, you're coming down to the ring with me at WrestleMania, not Roman. And that's going to chap Roman's fucking ass, dude. So that's going to be the favor. He's going to say, Paul, you're coming out with me. I'm the original Paul Heyman guy, which he's not, but he likes to say it. And he's going to say, I'm the original Paul Heyman guy. You owe me a favor, Paul. You're coming out with me. And I think that's how he's going to implement his favor. But just a real awesome main event. I do want to go back to SmackDown really quick. The Chelsea Green Meechin match. I'm fucking over it. I'm over the women's mid-card championships already. Like, they really need to figure out a way after WrestleMania to bring the NXT women up and bolster those. Streets?
I think that you want to know my idea to do it. I hated it when they first debuted them, right? I thought you had to use mid-card talent to win the inaugural mid-card belts. But now I think it's time to sprinkle in some of the bigger names too into the mid-card belts and just kind of help bolster that a little bit now. And then you can mix in as another mid-card kind of wins the belt back or something like that.
Like Alexa, Asuka, like people like that.
Something like that. Yep.
Yeah, that would be great. But I was gonna say, I love the ending with Alba Fire joining Chelsea's little secret or security team, because Alba and Piper are real life best friends. So they're gonna end up in that tag division, and I would love to see. What do you got there? You got Bret Hart. Yeah, show it off. Show your action figures off. Oh yeah, show them off. You got Ricky the Dragon there. Look at that's an old school Hasbro right there. And then you got a Hitman. There, Jax. There you go. But yeah, and then you put together Alba Fire, Piper Niven together in that women's tag division, and then that bolsters that as well. So I'm with that. Overall, WWE's cooking right now. Excited to see that Penta Kaiser match next week in Brussels. No holds bar. That's gonna be a lot of fun. And Cena and Cody under the same roof. Can't wait. Dylan, I know you got thoughts, so rip your WWE way, kiddo.
So the ending of Elimination Chamber and the ending of Raw last night obviously solidified that Jay is not main event, and he's not living up to the main event name or Streets ish name. He can change it to opening, night one of WrestleMania, Jey Uso. That's what he can go to, because if Cena and them are gonna obviously main event night 2, I think the triple threat does night 1. I mean, I think you have to start off right with Jay, opening night 1, and going with the theory that Streets had. I think that's a really good theory with closing night 2 with The Rock with Jey Uso and Cena. For MSG show, I do agree with Tim that it was very lackluster. You bring in the amount of people that you brought into MSG, classifying it as a sold out show. And I mean, I've seen the pictures. It did look pretty packed inside of MSG. But yeah, it was a pretty lackluster show. I did miss a little bit of the beginning of it. I caught it right at the Cody promo, which was, really good. So excited to see what him and Cena have in store next week. For an earlier show. I'm looking for, and that's one thing I like about Netflix. They're actually airing it and not having people wait until 7:00 to watch it, to go and avoid spoilers. Also, I like that they're airing it pretty, live. The whole thing with Chad Gable was awesome. The triple threat that we're leaning towards with Rhea and Bianca and Io slapping both of them. And then obviously the main event was so good. The false finishes that were GTS, stomp, GTS, stomp, and that's what we're getting. And we're getting no winners out of any of them. And Roman pulling Seth out of the cage, giving Seth the win basically, and then beating the shit out of him, stomping him, and then going to do it on the steps, getting stopped, and then the shot of him looking into the cage and seeing Paul, which I was telling my brother, I was watching Raw with my brother last night. I'm like, did you see Paul get into the ring? I said, how did he get in there? Like it made you wonder, how did he get in there that easily without people losing their minds over it? Yeah,
I saw that, but Roman took by running through, maybe distracted everyone.
It's all of a sudden I saw Paul. I'm like, damn, I said he got in there quick without really anyone making a big reaction out of him, consoling Punk in the ring. But
waddle his way right there.
I mean, we're gonna get a crazy night one main event with those three. It's gonna be great. Predicting who wins that, I mean, that's a tough call. I mean, that's something you've really got to think about.
I need a story to play out first before I kind of see.
Exactly. Yes, you need a story to go into this. Not just the eliminations from the Rumble and doing the stomp on Roman after that. There needs to be more of a story to this. So we still got time till Mania. Let it play out. But yeah, I mean, we got our night 1 and 2 main event right there. And it sucks for Jay, winning the Rumble, you're not getting a main event spot. But I mean, we've learned that winning the Rumble doesn't give you a main event spot no more. I mean, look at Charlotte. She ain't getting a main event spot. She ain't getting close to a main event spot. She's getting that mid-card spot for Tiffany. And she's getting the upper hand on Tiffany every single week. I mean, Tiffany has no offense towards this at all. I mean, every week she's taking her out every week. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's just a story that I'm not interested in. SmackDown in general is something I'm not crazy interested in right now. I feel like they're dying right now over there. They need some sort of help over there.
If they're gonna get help, they're getting a lot of help. Not this week. What is it, the 17th or something? So next week, not this Friday, but the next. So in 2 weeks, Roman and Punk will both be back in SmackDown together. So they will get some help because they're going to back-to-back weeks in SmackDown, I guess. They're doing 2 of the shows in Europe. So you knew something was going on there. So there you go, Tim. Your Paul Heyman thing and all that other stuff. If Punk's moving to SmackDown for the Europe tour for now, something's going on.
They need to diversify it. You would think they would do Cody and Cena on SmackDown, but if they're going to do Cody and Cena on Raw, then they need to do, or what, they could just flip-flop weeks. It doesn't really matter. They don't have to go show specific. They can do 1 week this, 1 week that, but you can't run both programs. The
best part of Mania is they always intertwine, right? The stories, dude. You get people from both sides that are in the same match. Let them all go everywhere. They should be on every show, right?
I don't even know who's on what show anymore. I don't feel like the brand split's so dead. Like I don't know who's what, where, when, how, why. I don't know.
Like The Rock, they should all be here now. They should be on Raw every week. They should be on SmackDown this week. I know there's still a long way to go. I can't believe 6 weeks still till Mania. I think that might be a problem too. That might, like the Jay Gunther thing was really. I thought it was a great job they were doing at first. But maybe the whole 8-town down thing, I don't know, maybe it's just too long of the repetitive thing to tell every single week leading up to it for him.
It's because Gunther didn't defend his belt at Elimination Chamber, so there's you knew this match was happening for 70 plus fucking days. That's horrible. Gunther defending his belt at Elimination Chamber against someone relevant like Rollins or something. That's like, oh, well, would Seth win the belt? Maybe it's going to be Seth and Punk for the belt. Oh, Gunther. Okay, well, Gunther won. So then it's Gunther and Jade. Then you can tell that story again. But no gap in between 70 days.
It's tough. It's a long way to tell. 2 months to just. Yeah. Is this the longest wait? Is this the longest it's gone between Rumble to Mania?
With an insignificant world champion, yeah.
Well, I know that. I'm just saying in terms of time length from the end of Royal Rumble to when we get to WrestleMania. It seems like this is a very long time.
Well, yeah, because Mania usually Mania was at the beginning of April. Now it's at the end of April. So yeah, I'm sure that has a lot to do with it too.
Okay. So you had even a couple weeks is it's a lot when it comes to storytelling, especially. But I don't know. I hate using the word stale, and I'm trying to tiptoe around using the word stale, but the curse of Gunther is starting to creep into the curse of Jey Uso too, so
because it's pretty stale.
But I was trying to not say that. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be positive when it comes to the light there still, but sorry. I didn't want to say the fucking S word, but I said the S word. It's not you, Jay. It's Gunther. I'm sorry. It's Gunther.
It's all Gunther, right? It's all Gunther. And a little bit of Jay, because Jay shouldn't be in a world title match at WrestleMania anyway. So there's no. Listen, man. If your world title match is on the same show as a triple threat match as main eventing, that match should have probably been for the world title. Let's just be real.
I will tell you this: if the conspiracy comes true, then fuck, it was great. The whole thing. That's what I'm going to tell you the whole time.
Yes, no,
because then it makes a whole lot of sense now. So that's, but yeah. Otherwise, it's definitely Mania season, and as we get the card kind of planning out here now, it's coming to, it's. I love that we're going to be, at least look at this, Tim. The bright side is we will be at Chrissy's, and you will get to see Punk in a WrestleMania main event now while you're there.
Yes, that'll be a lot of fun. I'm very much so looking forward to our WrestleMania watch party. Yeah, live watch party. Hell yes. Yes.
But yeah, I got nothing else. That's all.
Yeah, me either.
I
did see some of that other news. Nah.
DeAndre Hopkins to the Ravens. He doesn't do shit for me.
Xavier Woods to the Titans. That one.
But to be fair, in the playoffs, Lamar was throwing to a guy called Anthony Miller, who was a former Bears second-round pick from like 10 years ago. So maybe having DeAndre Hopkins around isn't such a bad thing for the kid.
Coleman Shelton back to Rams.
Hey, what's up, Jaden? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Hope you're having a nice night.
Not a whole lot.
Yeah,
Cool.
That's it. That's all I got. That was a hell of a show, man. We hammered NFL free agency hard. AEW Revolution, talked some WWE. We definitely.
The Dodgers rotation is out. At least. I get why they are playing in Japan, right? Is that how they're opening now with the Cubs or something? And like,
why is
never mind.
Sasaki their opening day starter?
Yamamoto is Sasaki's pitching game 2. So
I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot they had them all.
They have
and they got Ohtani. They literally have the stud Japanese rotation, dude.
I just want to say one quick thing. White Sox related, real quick. If you got the rant on that, then we can sign off real quick. If Colson Montgomery is not good enough to break camp with this team currently? Whoo, boy. Yikes is all I'm going to say on that one. I have no idea why he was just reassigned to the minor league camp. That's fucking awful.
Damn. They shouldn't have been the opening day shortstop?
Yeah. Look at the team.
Well, right. Yeah, that's weak. That is weak for sure.
Oh, anyways.
Hey, what's up, JT? Any NFL team, please trade for Kirk Cousins. You're a Falcons fan, I take it?
Why? If you're a Falcons fan, though, you should probably just be rooting for him to stay, because then you have at least a good, like a nice, good, competent backup in case something were to happen to Michael Penix, right? Penix is starting. I wouldn't worry. There's no controversy there. He's starting, even if Cousins is there. He's the backup. That's just the way it's going to go now. He might be disgruntled and angry about doing that gig, but at least you have a good backup. And there's one thing I learned in this day and age in the NFL: you better have a decent backup, because they get in there for a game or two, sometimes more, every single year. That's all.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
But I think he's gonna get traded for sure. He'll complain his way out. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, no doubt. He says you can't stay in that locker room after throwing the team under the bus. Oh, I didn't see that.
I just saw he didn't want to sit on the bench. That's all. I didn't see that he was like hating on everybody there.
No, he does want.
He was hurt last year. There's no doubt about that Achilles does not heal for everyone at the same speed. The fact that he could not move at all and he just stood there like a statue tells you that he was not 100%. He could go to a team. I don't even know who needs a starter anymore, because are we projecting Rodgers to the Steelers, and then who's left? The Giants. But at that point,
Russ is going to go to the Giants. You would think.
And Russ, I heard he. You know what? I'm starting to lean that he might sit and wait for a contending team to jump on. Wait till camp breaks. If quarterback gets hurt, something like that, then I think Russ might jump at that opportunity. I don't know if he wants to go to New York this late in his career just to start. I think he'd rather win now, so maybe I think he holds out for that opportunity somewhere.
It's fair.
Because if the Giants are taking a quarterback at 3, he's starting the season.
Yeah, Titans need a quarterback for sure. I definitely think they're drafting Cam Ward number 1 overall, and then I think like Russ would be a fine fit there personally. I mean, Kirk would be fine too, I guess, but I don't see them trading for Kirk.
No, Will Levis will be the bat. They're not going to get rid of him yet. They'll let Cam Ward and Will Levis battle, and then battle. I'm going to put that in quotation marks.
Yeah,
Cam Ward's going to get the job come week 1. So. So they won't bring him in. I don't know what's going to happen. So I don't know what's available. Cousins to New York, maybe Cousins to New York with
your boy Jackson Dart, or you think they're going to end up with Shador?
It's tough. My gut initial reaction was somebody was going to move up, right? And I still think someone might move up because now that the Browns brought in Kenny Pickett, they re-signed Myles Garrett. I don't necessarily think they're going to go with the rookie quarterback, which they should. They should be taking one of these quarterbacks, but they're not going to. So I do think at the end of the day, a team is going to move up. One of them is going to move down. The Titans probably take Cam Ward now, but then the Browns might actually move down. They got a lot of cap problems by stockpiling some picks might actually be a good route for them, especially now that they're paying all this money to $100 million cap hit to Deshaun Watson, $60 million cap hit to Watson next season. Garrett's it's a lot of money they're shelling out. So getting a lot of rookies on rookie deals for them is kind of big. So I think somebody might move back and somebody's going to move up. So I really do think that Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, and Jackson Dart are all going within the top 10. I think someone's going to move up. That's still my hot take. My bold prediction, if you want to call it, not a hot take. It's a bold prediction.
That's fair. All right, fellas. I'm done. You guys done?
Yeah.
I would agree with JT if the quarterback class was halfway decent, but because it's not, that's the best that you got, and the team's just going to have to gamble it. So I think he won't sit. He'll go. And as a Bears fan, I absolutely hope Jackson Dart does move up and the team gets in there and we get 3 quarterbacks go. And then if 3 QBs go, and let's say the Raiders do the Ashton Jeanty thing, by getting 3 quarterbacks and Jeanty in the top 10, that means the Bears will get something huge to fall to them at 10.
Hey, man, if we can get Will Campbell or Mason Graham, sign me the fuck up, all right?
So that's their road to that. But, yeah, that's all I got.
Sign me. Oh, you're good, man. You're good. It's been a hell of a show. We appreciate all you guys so much for tuning in. Stick around. The boys are going to be right back here in about 20 minutes for WWE NXT Roadblock. The watch-along, huge show tonight. Julia versus Stephanie Vaquer, both women's championships on the line. Moose versus Oba Femi for the NXT World Championship. That's going to be a banger. The show is just going to rock. And
you also get
these guys always rock.
And don't forget, you get the Ryan Seacrest of the network, the John Gruden himself. If this network is ever allowed to show clips one day, right? You do it like an ESPN or something like that. I need Justin with a pen in his hand, so he can just John Madden style draw on the wrestling, so he can circle it and be like, this play right here. I need him to break down the moves.
Love it. He is absolutely Brian Seacrest, John Gruden. Yes, catch Justin. It looks like Dom will be back tonight. Bakley for the NXT watch along. I'm sure Chef, Poppy. It's a big show tonight, so make sure you guys turn around. Again, if you guys are watching on Twitter, we thank you so much. You guys have been killing it, popping all night, 50 plus all night. So thank you guys. Swing on over to YouTube. Circle of Debate. Come on over, subscribe to the network. The channel is live 7 days a week. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Dylan, Streets, anything else before we go?
Nah.
No, I got nothing.
All right, then we're out. Have a good night, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen,